Good afternoon, my crime family. Doing the early show. This is early for me, huh? Yeah, or late. Like it's usually 4 in the morning or something stupid. Anyway, I want to say hi to my crime family this afternoon. I was just gonna go. Actually, I want to wait for a bit here. Um, I actually wanted to go right into a production I've done, but I just see that there's some bad news out of Texas, and I'll probably will be jumping on this case too, um, because this one affects me when it comes to little kids, and it sounds like they found Audrey Cunningham, and it sounds like like she's deceased or whatever, and my heart, oh man, my heart goes out to that family and the friends. And I gotta, let's see. Right there. Poor little girl. I don't get it, people. I don't get it. And from what I heard, she was just the bubbliest little thing. And I just, I don't get it. Rest in peace, little girl. It's very, very sad. Very sad. So anyway, I wanted to say that first, and my thoughts and prayers go to the family and all the friends. It's going to be a rugged road. Okay, well, I gotta move on with this, with what I'm doing. So, um, yeah.
Top story, medical experiment from a laboratory.
We're just gonna go browsing first here, and then after I do a little browsing here, uh, we're gonna go live and find out everything about about our little Audrey there. I do want to finish this up though, so we're gonna go through and just pick somebody out. Just pick somebody random and look at their Facebook. You know, just scroll down here, a picture of him there. Oh, and he's got friends. Oh, here's Peter, somebody here. Let's take a look at Peter. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's look at some photos, huh? Yeah. Albums. What's he got here? Profile pictures. Here we go. Post. See all photos. Okay. Peter. Peter, pumpkin eater. Yeah. That's Peter. A friend of this guy here. Yeah, it's not going back. There we go. Let's take a look at his friends, shall we? University of Idaho. Jackson Kaiser, University of Idaho. Oh, let's look at him once. Oh, there's a hunter. Look at that. Yeah. There's a hunter. University of Idaho, strong. Oh, yeah, he's definitely a hunter, huh? Yeah, let's see what else here. Eric Rankin, University of Idaho, North Idaho College. I don't know, I just find it interesting. Come through and take a look. But you know what? I'd like to see who his friends were like on November 14th. Because I bet you they were just a little bit different. I bet you there's some people missing. Some Jake Helmke, University of Idaho. Must be a farmer, huh? Farmer and a cowboy. Old Jakey Poo. There's old Jakey Poo. Oh, they like to fish. That's a good thing, right? I just thought it'd be interesting to look through, take a peek, because this guy here is he's supposed to be a hunter. We all know that, right? We all know that he's a hunter. Uh, when this first started, November 13th, when this case first started, and it came on the news, the very first time I seen it on the news, I knew nothing about crime time people or anything. First thing I thought of was that was a hunter that did that. And I still say that. It was a hunter that did that. And Mr. Brian Christopher Kohlberger is not a hunter. This was a hunter. They were hunters. They hunted. And their person's Facebook I was on supposedly dated Kaylee one time in 3 weeks. And then she didn't want to see him anymore after one date. I wonder why. I wonder if he was a control freak. Didn't like rejection. Maybe she pissed him off really bad. Who knows, huh? In this case. All right. Anyway, I do want to go live. I got to find something here. It'll take me a minute. I want to go live with that little girl, Audrey. Yeah, here's a. I got one.
Audrey Cunningham. And again, I haven't read any details yet as to what the dynamic is like with McDougal and whether or not there is what kind of legal advice, what kind of counsel he's receiving while in lockup in Polk County. But yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of comments here on social media, a lot of comments in our comment section, people just, wanting to know more about trusting your child to somebody who, again, would be responsible for her disappearance and death, according to authorities. And I do this with a lot of live streams, but I there's a lot of finger pointing that goes on in the aftermath of breaking news like this. And again, there's still a lot that we do not know about this story and about what transpired on Thursday and Friday. They haven't even formally arrested McDougal yet. I understand that it's pretty much a formality at this point. Them actually going through with the arrest and charges being filed in the pursuit of justice for Audrey Cunningham. However, just again, be mindful that where everyone is still this is news that is still sinking in. And so exactly, we don't know what McDougal told authorities, trying to figure it out. Okay, if you use hashtag KJB, we can of course animate your comments on screen, and we'll be doing this over the coming days as well with additional live streams. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow as well. And again, yeah, for those of you new to the program, if you use that hashtag, we're able to pluck your comment out of the comment section and put it up here on screen. Monkey Mar says, do you know how long the monster lived on the property? And again, that's the words of one of our commenters. I didn't see that detail exactly how long it was, but that's of course going to create. I mean, was it years? Was it months? Was it years? Yeah, not entirely sure. Let's bring up some of the video here again, show you everybody the area where Audrey Cunningham's remains were found underneath the surface of the water at the Trinity River in Livingston, Texas. All right.
Again, breaking news. Audrey Cunningham has been found deceased. I just, I just, this, I'm speechless. I am. I'm speechless.
We don't see as many comments like this one from Cliff, who are, again, pointing to the fact that this is a family right now that is uh, their worst nightmare has come to life. I mean, really, any for a parent to lose their child for an extended period of time, even minutes can feel like an eternity. This has been days really almost the entirety of the last week. What, 5 days? It's Tuesday. Yeah. So really the entirety of the weekend, not having any idea as to where Audrey was. The family oftentimes has got. We've seen it in so many cases before. The family gets forgotten about really in the aftermath of news like this because so many people just want there to be answers and justice. To AS Russell 96, does he have any prior history as a sex predator? I have not seen anything in regards to that. I'm trying to find reporters that, and trying to find people that have been following this case and really know the ins and outs, because I'm catching up with a lot of the reports that are coming out of really what is the Houston market, television stations, and really the media industry when it comes to local news. It's governed by markets. This is the Houston market. Aha. So according to our newsroom passing this along to me, McDougal was accused of attempting to engage in sexual contact with a girl under the age of 17 back in 2007. Okay, so this is coming from KPRC.
All right. I want to say hi to my family. I haven't said hi yet, so I'm going to take a break from this. Probably be running this live for a while. Hey, Rock Chalk, how you doing, girl? Deb Bray, my girl. Nikki, good to see you. The Cheshire Cat, good to see you. Deborah, my girl, always good to see you. Natural, good to see you, my girl. Ro, love Tina, good to see you, my girl. KC, and Paco, good to see you. Leslie, good to see you. Mama, good to see you. Simply Solo, good to see you. Nikki Watson, good to see you. Ro, good to see you. Robert, good to see you, brother. Dakota, good to see you. Deborah, good to see you. Kathy, good to see you. Moonflower Lawson, my girl, good to see you. Did you see our band, Moonflower? You're the lead singer, man. Lulu, good to see you. Good to see all of you, my beautiful crying family. This is just really something. I wish, this was at a better time. This is just terrible news. I just, again, I'm gonna show, oh, God dang it. That's not what I meant to do. But I do want to. How did she disappear? Okay, well, and I'll just go back to this. Go back to the live.
You wouldn't. Not too many people out there would want their child being dropped off to school by somebody who faced such an accusation, even if it was nearly 20 years ago. Was it 17 years ago? Yeah. I mean, it goes without saying, right? If you knew that your friend, even an accusation now, attempted to engage in sexual contact with a minor, and that there were details such as removing a female from a bed where the victim was sleeping, and before that he got in the bed and victim and pulled her pajama bottoms.
Mods, can you post a link to this gentleman's channel? what is it here? It's WFLA News. WFLA News. Thank you.
All right, let's move on to the next comment. Hashtag KJB from Marty McFries. Do you think that the crime deserves the death penalty? That's really not for me to. We get this question so often, and we get it so often when it comes to crimes against children, because, and I'm very aware that we have an international audience that watches us here on live stream, right? We have people that watch us from Europe, from Asia, from Africa, people that watch us from around the world, from different countries, many countries where the death penalty is frowned upon. But the death penalty in this country, in some, to be clear, in some states it is allowed. Texas is one of those states. Florida is another one of those states. I have worked as a reporter in states that do and do not have the death penalty. And the death penalty is most commonly brought up in my experience as doing what I do on social media. The death penalty is most commonly brought up in cases surrounding kids, because anyone who would inflict harm or worse, death upon a child, you automatically think that that there are few crimes that get worse than that. Doing something to a child or claiming a child's life. So it's not, and again, I say this all the time on stream. It's not that the purpose of our interaction on live stream isn't for me to answer a question like this. You're absolutely able to ask this question of other, but it is my responsibility as an interactive journalist to tell you that this case, even though it looks and it might feel to be slam door shut, they haven't even finished the paperwork on the arrest warrant yet. As it was clear in the press conference, that they have yet to proceed with a formal arrest of McDougal. So to say that, that this crime deserves the death penalty, look, Audrey Cunningham, her
Again,
story, you would hope,
I will be
told in
I
time,
will be
and
covering
this
this case,
question
starting to cover this
will
case.
be able to be more answered with more of a sense of responsibility than we can answer it now. But this just goes to show, I'm putting this up on screen simply because so many people
Hey, Pia.
feel as if you're committing a crime against a child, it deserves a capital punishment. This is interesting. So me on YouTube Live says hashtag KJB. None of us do background checks on friends. Sheriff stated, no, the family did not know. It happened in another county. Yeah, I might have missed that from the press conference. We were still getting live in a lot of different places. So it's true. I don't do background checks on my friends. But at the same time, I don't have a lot of friends. So, I mean, it's one of those situations where, do you really know? Ask yourself this question, parents out there. Do you really know who you're trusting your child with? Do you really know? You think you know, but do you really know? Also, too, this applies as well to play dates and sleepovers. Your kid comes home and makes a best friend, and you're so excited because your child has just made a friend at school that you think could be maybe a friend for life, just because of how famously they get along. You meet their parents, this child's parents, and you're saying, all right, we're going to arrange a play date. But how much do you really know about the parents? This happens every single day. Now, this is a different dynamic than the hypothetical I was just stating. This is a man who was living on a camper on the family property. That's a whole other level of trust. To live to live in a camper right near you like that? Rebuke wants to know, did the suspect lead them to the body? That has been what has been insinuated by local media through sources close to the investigation, but
Again, Audrey Cunningham has been found deceased today in Texas. Um, Poor little girl that's been missing. I'll show you a picture here in a bit.
oh, just wait until local media. This is where local media can really be helpful in vetting GoFundMe pages or vetting any crowdfunding operation. Um, uh, you if there is an opportunity to help the Cunningham family, there you will have time to do that. Don't rush and throw your money at something that might not be the real thing. I'm not saying that there is or isn't the real thing. I'm just saying that this is still so fresh that please be careful and be vigilant when it comes to the fact that there's so many people out there who will try to profit off of someone else's grief. Makeup Iraqi, friend of the program, says, my friends and I do background checks to each other for fun, and we are next to each other. Yeah, I mean man, that's an interesting get together if you're around friends. And Rocky, I'll just say that a lot of times people will play board games or Twister or something like that. So to sit around and do background checks on one another, I guess. What do you mean, like Googling? Everyone Googles each other. Well, if somebody had a criminal history and they were at this party, they might look for the door pretty quickly as to not have their sketchy past uncovered. Eleven, 11 years old. And we haven't even talked about motive. But would any motive make sense? No, probably not. William says, my prayer to her and her family. Steve wants to know how long she had been missing. She'd been missing since Thursday. She didn't make it to school. Supposed to get dropped off to the bus stop. That's all day Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and now Tuesday. So day 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yes, Isabella. Was it someone she knew personally? Yeah. This was a routine for the family, as we understand it. There are some questions as to Felix, I see your question, and it's just too early in this case for me to even put that up on screen because um, there's a I it just yeah, we don't know. We don't know. It's just way too early. We'll be wrapping up the live stream here soon. Um, for those of you who follow the channel, for those of you, I'm sorry, I'm reading some details. For those of you who follow the channel, we are going to be back live tomorrow, I believe.
Again, Audrey Cunningham, the little girl in Texas, has been found deceased. It sounds like in a ravine or something. Don't know a whole lot. I mean, we're just getting information in the last, I don't know, hour or so, something. Just a very sad day for America and for that family. And, you know, it sounded like, she didn't have the greatest childhood or anything, but she was always like really bubbly. I heard, I mean, the stories I've seen, she was just a bubbly little girl. Yeah, it's just really sad.
Noon. I think that's the plan. And answer as many questions as we can on that story, given that a civil trial, the Gabby Petito trial, would be happening in just 3 months, really less than 3 months from now, right here in Florida. So, so that's tomorrow.
Ro, I do believe it was drugs. Drugs were the cause of her losing the child. I do believe, if I remember right.
Oh, and we'll do our very best to answer as many questions there live. I believe, as far as who my guest is going to be for that stream, we'll get to that tomorrow. But I wanted to pass that along before we begin to wrap up the stream here, because this just reading some of your comments, yeah, it's heartbreaking, and I know now that there's already a litany of conspiracy theories and or what would qualify, I should say, rather, as a conspiracy theory, something that you could chalk up to being a conspiracy theory, just because now you have okay, so what happens now is you'll have a tremendous amount of sleuthing that goes on, and that can be both to the case's benefit and both and it could also really complicate and detract from the case as well. Sleuths will go into social media histories, things that as um as reporters, there are certain limitations that we have when it comes to um you know connecting certain dots, especially when it comes to a social media profile or someone's social media history. But the sleuth community can connect those dots, even though from you know journalism standards that would be considered to be reckless.
He's kind of talking about the sleuths here. Sleuths. Let's see what else says here.
Or improper. That there's a lot of things that you could, a lot of ways you could label some of the pieces that are put together by sleuths on places like Reddit and Discord and all these channels where people come together to try to solve a case or put together a case. And look, a lot of it will really lead to something that could be tangible. And a lot of the conversations that you will see, and I know because I have friends in law enforcement, a lot of the conversations that you will see on the back channels of the internet are conversations that law enforcement officers have because they are working the case, and social media is so often a massive component to the case, and the digital operations that exist with various law enforcement agencies across the country, they have grown because uh, digital forensics, digital evidence, digital digging, if you will, is so key oftentimes to unearthing the truth behind a particular story. So a lot of those, but us as reporters, we of course have a very strict set of guidelines, or not even guidelines really, but we have a way of going about things to vet the information before we report it. But when it comes to the online sleuthing, you don't have to, if you find something, you just retweet it or you post it and you say, look at this, look at that. And then of course that's where speculation enters the picture. And the more speculation that enters in to the picture, the more that you have a lack of credible information at the center of your fact finding mission. So I'm already, the reason I bring this up is because I'm already seeing a number of, oh, look at this, look at that, and even links being shared, people to in connection with this story. Again, as a reminder, really, uh, I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm going to proceed with this story. I'm going to be really paying attention to Houston media and trying to find some of the reporters in Houston that are really that have really been paying attention to this case since Thursday, and unearthing some of the most credible information in the case thus far. And so I encourage you as a news consumer, the news audience at large, to do the same. Try to find reporters in Houston that have um, really been uh, doing their very best to report fact on this story every step of the way. And it's hard for me to bring up comments at this stage in a story just because there is so much still that is unclear and so much that we still do not know. Even some of the questions. Karen says, hashtag KJB, Audrey Cunningham, rest in peace. I hardly know what to say beyond that. So sad. Condolences to all who loved dear Audrey. Again, we don't know why somebody would do this. We don't know how, Audrey. We have a suspect. I think it's fair to call, we have stages in our terminology when someone is given a label, and really, person of interest is here. Person of interest is not a suspect. Let me be clear. Person of interest is a person that has been identified by law enforcement as piquing their curiosity. And a person of interest is someone also as well that law enforcement are comfortable giving a public label, but it is not a suspect. A suspect is to be suspected of a crime. And so now, based on this press conference, I don't know if the word suspect was used, but you can basically, by the book, upgrade McDougal to being a suspect and no longer a person of interest in the death of Audrey Cunningham.
Again, Audrey Cunningham has been found deceased in a ravine in Texas. Very sad news here today.
Going to be streaming tomorrow around noon. That's the plan, barring any breaking news, of course, happening. We are going to be streaming here in the Stream Center with the latest on. We have combed through more than 1,000 pages in the Gabby Petito Brian Laundrie case. That case is getting really close to trial, and we're going to be talking about that Wednesday afternoon. I believe our stream start time as of now is about noon. I'll be joined by a guest here in the Stream Center. I'm looking forward to having this guest back on stream. It's been a while since I've had this person on stream, so I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll be going through some of the documents. I've received a lot of messages, people asking me, JB, when are you going to stream about all the documents that came out in that case? And tomorrow, as it stands, is going to be the day. And I'll also be answering, as someone who has studied this case relentlessly for the last several years. I'll be answering as many questions as possible. So you can read my report or reports on WFLA.com pertaining to Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito, the Laundrie parents, the lawsuit that, of course, is scheduled for trial in May. And then bring your questions tomorrow, and I'll answer as many of those questions as I absolutely can. Really appreciate your time here, folks, and we'll see you next time here on WFLA Now from the Stream Center.
All right. Yeah. Sad day for that. When it comes children, I mean, why? Why? This one always gets to me. It's like, why children? Why? And even babies, and just what the fuck, man? I don't get it, and I never will. I never will. It's just it's unbelievable. Yeah, that's right, JD. Mine too. It's just leaves me speechless. Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm glad I'm not raising kids right now. I'm glad. I mean, mine are all grown up. You know what I mean? I'm glad I don't have to explain to my young child, things that go on in life, because it's everywhere. When I was growing up, it wasn't like that. I mean, you didn't hear about it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like with all the news, 24-hour news. I mean, when I was growing up, news and the day ended at around noon or midnight to 1:00. The TV's shut down, and you watched, the national anthem and jets and stuff and flags, and the TV's shut down for the rest of the night. You get static, nothing. None of the channels were going. That's what I was raising. You know what? It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. I remember when cable TV came out, I remember CNN and all, MTV and all that. We had three channels. And PBS out of the close by town. That's it. And I think that's how most of the people out there that watch my channel remember some of that. I mean, they might be my age or a little younger, but I bet you they remember when times are simpler like that. And maybe but it's happening more. It has to be, because we would have heard about this. I mean, it was a big thing if something like that happened back in the 60s and 70s. That would have been fucking huge news, and it is huge news. But like I said in my video before, I think this country is getting numb. It's getting numb to things. And it's not a good place to be. And I'm glad I don't have to explain this to my children. Oh, what happened, Dad? I'm glad I don't have to explain. All right, let's see what some of the chatters say here. Yeah, me too, Michelle. Yep, Moonlight Baby. Yep, 3 channels. That was all we had. Oh, man. Heck yeah, Caddy. Caddy. Caddy Crime Girl. I love the name. Yeah, those I know. I remember that, man. I even went and looked up my bike one time just to take a look. I looked up. I was like, man, I remember them days. Yeah. Oh, okay, good, Debray. I'm reading from the phone right from here. Uh, all right, cool. I read part of it there, the first part. Um, yeah, right. Simply, yep. Oh, wow, Nani. Yeah, yeah. I remember them days. But the technology nowadays, we learn what goes on. But was this stuff going on back in the 60s and 70s? I don't think it was. Not quite like this. You know what I mean? It just seems to happen all the time, and it's. I don't know, man. Yep. Right, one's child. Right, MTV. Yep. Yeah, it is, Nikki. I'm glad I don't. I'm so glad I'm not raising kids, but I feel bad for my kids that are raising my grandchildren. You know. Right. This one's for children. Yep. Right, Unravel. Yeah, I am kind of tired, Robert. Right, JD. Yeah. So anyway, sad day. I'm gonna leave it on the dedication, because I have to. I just have to. What started out to be a production video, and I was going to get into more what I was getting into, like the hunter and all that. But when something like this breaks, you gotta pick it up, And yeah, it's just turned the day out to be a very sad day. So until next time, yeah, hopefully we won't. Well, we're going to dig into this case, so that I know. Until next time, rock and roll. And this is to you, Audrey.
Hello, darkness, my old friends. I've come to talk with you again, because of visions softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sounds of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, beneath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night, it touched the sounds of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening.
did I get old? When did everything change? I don't recognize this world, I don't remember this pain. Did time speed up, or did I slow down? When did I get old? It's all behind me now. I used to fly so high and not fear a thing. I was 10 foot tall, everybody knew my name. But the world keeps turning, statues begin to fall, and now I'm just a man who used to have it all. So when did I get old? When did everything change? I don't recognize this world, I don't remember this pain. Did time speed up, or did I slow down? So when did I get old? It's all behind me now. The rain must left of the man I was. I'm just a rusty outline covered in dust, but it happens to the best of us all. Another one rises while another one falls. When did I get old? When did everything change? I don't recognize this world, I don't remember this pain. Did time speed up, or did I slow down? When did I get old? It's all behind me now. When did I get old? It's almost over now.
The springtime of my loving, in the second season, I'm to know you are the sunlight in my growing. So little warmth I felt before, it isn't hard to feel me glowing. The fire that grew so low, It is the summer of my smiles. Flee from me, keepers of the gloom. Speak to me only with your eyes. It is to you I give this tune.